is this beautiful and large motif featuring a flower and a spiral effect. On this video, I'm going to teach you how to do the spiral pentagram. I'm going to be using a 4mm hook and some cotton yarn size 4. Okay, we're going to start with a slip knot, and for this one you want to make sure that you also have a stitch marker is what I meant. So we're going to start with a slip knot, and now we're going to start with a base ring. So for your base ring you want to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now we want to close this ring by doing a slip stitch into the first chain that you made. Insert your hook into that chain, grab the yarn, it's a little tight for me there, and now close it off. And we're going to be working into the center of the ring. If you pull the chains apart, there's going to be a little hole in the middle. For row 1, we're going to do a chain 6 and a single crochet into the ring 5 times. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now into the center of the ring, a single crochet. That's my first repetition. I want to do that 4 more times. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then you want to do a single crochet into the center of the ring. That's my second repetition. And I want 5 times, like a total of 5 times, so I need 3 more times. Chain 6, and then single crochet into the center of the ring. I'm going to do this twice more. Chain 6, single crochet into the center of the ring, and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did that repetition a total of 5 times, and so you're going to end up with this like little flower of 5 petals. This here is the end of row 1. From now on, we're going to mark the last single crochet of each row, with our stitch marker. That's why we want to have that handy. Now we can start row 2. For row 2, we're going to chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we're going to do 3 single crochets into the next chain 6 space. So just around the chain space, we're going to work 3 single crochets. This is 1, 2, and 3. And that's what we want to do all the way around. So we chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then we find the next chain 6 space, and around the chain space, we're going to work 3 single crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. And this is what you want to do all the way around. Chain 6, and into the next chain 6 space, 3 single crochets. And I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just went all the way around. The reason why you're going to need a stitch marker is because we're not going to be closing off the row. We're going to be working in a spiral. So once you do your 5th repetition, you'll notice that you've come to the first chain 6 that you made. So we're just going to mark this last single crochet that we did. We put a stitch marker into it. And this here finalizes row 2. And we can move on to row 3. For row 3, we're going to start by chaining 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And into the next chain 6 space, you're going to work 3 single crochets. So into the chain 6 space, just 3 single crochets. That's 1, 2, and 3. And now we're going to work 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So here we've come to the first 3 single crochets that you have, but we're only going to work 1 single crochet into the first 2. So go into the first single crochet and do a single crochet. And then into the next one, a single crochet. That there ends the row repeat. We'll go back to the beginning of it. We're going to chain 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Find the next chain 6 space, and around the chain space, you're going to work 3 single crochets. So there is 1, 2, and 3. And now you want to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. So here is 1 and 2. And this is what we're doing all the way around. The repetition starts at a chain 6. Find the next chain 6 space, do 3 single crochets into it, and then do 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. Do that all the way around and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, I just did my 4th repetition. I kind of just want to show you what this is looking like. So this here is my stitch marker, meaning that's the end of the previous row. And so in this row, you are going to end up with 5 sets of 5 single crochets, because you do the 3 in the chain space and then 2 in the stitches. So here's 5 single crochets for 1 set, 2 sets, 3 sets. I just finished my 4th set. And so that means I'm missing 1, which will bring me to the stitch marker. So I just did my 5 single crochet. So I'm just going to do my chain 6 for the last repeat. And then I'm going to find my next chain 6 space and do 3 single crochets into it. And now I'm going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 2 stitches. And I've come up to the stitch marker, which means I am done this row. This is the end of row 3. We're going to remove the stitch marker. That's going to be important. And we're going to put this stitch marker into the last single crochet of the current row that I just finished. Now we can move on to the next row, row 4. We're going to start by chaining 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And then into the next chain 6 space, you're going to do 3 single crochets. Now we are going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. Essentially every time we're going to skip the very last one, and that's going to give us that like spiral effect. So we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. Here's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to be skipping that last one and we can go back to the beginning of the repeat. So we're going to chain 6. Find the next chain 6 space and do 3 single crochets into it. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet into each of the next 4 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And so this is what we want to do all the way around, all the way until we find this stitch marker, and that's the very last stitch that you would skip in the repetition. So I'll do that and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my last repetition here, meaning I did the last single crochets into each of the next 4 stitches after the 3 into the chain space, and I've come to the stitch marker. So essentially this is what we're going to do all the way around. So we're going to start each row by removing the stitch marker, placing it in the last stitch of the row that you just finished. Just get my hook out of the way there. And now we're going to do essentially 3 more rows of this. So the row starts by doing a chain 6, then 3 single crochets into the chain space, and then 1 single crochet into each of the single crochets of the block except for the last one. That last one we're not going to do to continue to do that spiral effect. And you want 3 more rows of this. So this here was row 4. We're going to do row 5, 6, and 7 following the exact same logistics. Chain 6, 3 single crochets into the chain 6 space, and then 1 single crochet into each of the single crochets of the side except the last one. Do that for 3 more rows and I'll see you when we're done. I just finished row 7, and so basically just to make sure that we're all on the same page, after row 4 you did 3 more rows. Row 7 essentially is going to be made up of those chain 6, then the 3 single crochets into the chain 6 space, and then 1 single crochet into each of the stitches from the previous row except for the last one. And if you count all of these together, I'm going to count them together with you for you to see how many single crochets you should have in this row 7, including the 3 that are in the chain space. So 1, 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you have the 3 single crochets in the chain 6 space plus 10 across the side for a total of 13 single crochets. So these are going to be blocks of 13 single crochets and your chain 6s in between. So this is the end of row 7 here. Now for row 8, we're going to start decreasing these blocks. So we're going to start row 8 by chaining 5. Actually, let me take the stitch marker out of the previous row and into the last single crochet of the row I just finished. And now we're going to start row 8. So chain 5. And now we're going to do 1 single crochet into the center of the next chain 6 space. So technically we can find the 3rd chain. So 1, 2, 3. And let's actually go into the chain itself for this one. So into the 3rd chain, go into it with your hook, and then into there do 1 single crochet. Now we want to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to skip 1 single crochet. So skip this single crochet here. And then do 1 single crochet into each single crochet of the next block, but the last one. So essentially, we're going to be doing single crochets into all of the stitches except for the side ones, except for the first and the last one. So we're going to skip that first one and do 1 single crochet all the way down. Here's 1. I'm going to do this a little faster, guys, so I can just get on with the repetition. And so here I have 2 left, but I'm going to ignore the last one. So I'm going to just do my final single crochet into the second to last one. And that ends the repeat. So this is what we're going to be doing all the way around. I'll do it once again with you. The repeat starts by doing a chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then we're going to find the 3rd chain of the chain 6 space. So 1, 2, 3. And into that 3rd chain, you're going to do a single crochet. Now we're going to chain 5. And now we're going to do those single crochets across the block, skipping the first one and the last one. So I skip the first single crochet and do single crochets all the way across. But I'm not going to do it in the very last one, so I'm just doing this fast so I can show you. There we go. This is my second to last single crochet, meaning that's the last one that I need to do here. And that ends the repeat. So we want to do that 3 more times to get ourselves around. I'll verbalize the repeat for you. It starts with a chain 5, then 1 single crochet into the 3rd chain of the chain 6 space, chain 5, and then do 1 single crochet across, skipping the first and the last single crochet. Do that all the way around and I'll see you when you're done. Okay, at the very end here, I have done my single crochets across, and we're skipping the very last stitch, which is the one with the stitch marker. This here is the end of row 8. I'm having 2 problems. I'm running out of yarn and it's getting too big for my frame. So if I run out of yarn, I might just have to use a different color because I am out of this, but we shall see. Sorry, I keep forgetting to show you to do this. Remove the stitch marker. Put it in the last single crochet of the previous row, and now we can start the new row. For row 9, we are going to start by doing a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into the next chain space, into the next chain 5 space, just 1 single crochet. And we want to do that again. Chain 5. 3, 4, 5, and then into the next chain space we want to do 1 single crochet. So that would be the next chain 5 space, which is here. 1 single crochet. Now we are going to chain 5. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet all the way across, skipping the first and the last single crochet. So we skip the first one and do 1 single crochet all the way down, skipping the first one and skipping the last one. Okay, I'm going to do my very last one here. And I've got 1 single crochet and I'm going to skip that. So that's the repeat we want. I'm going to do it once again with you. The repeat starts by doing a chain 5. And then doing 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. So around the chain space, 1 single crochet. Then you chain 5. And then find the next chain space and do 1 single crochet around it. Then we chain 5. And now we've come to the single crochets, and so we're going to do 1 single crochet all the way across, skipping the first and the last one. So I'm going to do that quickly with you here. And there we have it. This is what we want to do all the way around. So I'll verbalize the repeat for you. It starts at a chain 5, 1 single crochet into the next chain space, chain 5, 1 single crochet into the next chain space, chain 5, and then do 1 single crochet into the sides, skipping the first and the last one. I'm going to do this around and I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, I just did my last repetition here, finishing off with the single crochets on the side, skipping the first and the last one. So this here finishes row 9. Now we want to do 3 more rows of this repetition because we're going to be like decreasing it. So it's kind of self-explanatory. We're going to start with those chain 5s and then doing a single crochet in the next chain 5 space. Every row you do, you're going to work 1 more of these because you're making an extra one every time. So here it would be chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, chain 5, single crochet, and then another chain 5, and then you're going to come across the side here and you're going to do your single crochets, skipping the first and last. So let me do this first bit with you for row 10. We're going to chain 5. Let's make sure we remove this and put it in the last single crochet of the previous row. So now we can chain 5 and then do a single crochet in the chain 5, chain 5, single crochet in the next chain space, chain 5, single crochet in the next chain space, and then a chain 5. And so what I mean here is, as you see earlier in the previous row, you have 3 chain 5 spaces. And now here we're going to have 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So every time you do this, like from rows 10 to 12, you're going to have 1 more chain space to work in. So you're going to have to do that extra single crochet in the middle and chain 5 space. Then you're going to come across the single crochets, and we're going to do them across the side, skipping the first and last. So we do single crochet, single crochet, single crochet, all the way down, skipping the very last one. This here would be my last one. And that's what we want to do for row 10. 10, 11, and 12. Every time you're going to have less single crochets here and 1 more chain space. So I'm going to do this to the end of row 12, and then we'll have just 1 row to go. I'm probably going to have to attach a new color to this, just so you know. And I'll show you what you're going to be ending up with at the end of row 12. I changed the color. I finished row 12 just now, and I can't quite show you the entire thing because it's very large, but you'll notice that you have this like flower. So you have 5 petals, and each petal is, you know, has this spiral, and then it's made up of these like chains, blocks of chains. So when you finish row 12, what's going to happen is you're going to have, I'm going to call these groups of chain 5s. So the whole petal itself has 6 groups of chain 5s. So here's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Then you have the single crochets, and you have 3, only 3. So groups of chain, 6 groups of chain 5s, and then 3 single crochets. This is where you're going to end up with on the 12th row. And I just did my final single crochet here, omitting the last one from the previous row. So now I'm just going to show you how to do the last row, which is row 13. I don't think you need the stitch marker anymore, so I'm just going to put it on the side. And now we're going to start by doing a chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you know what? I'm going to put the stitch marker just in case. I'm sorry. I just don't really know if it's going to be useful or not, but it'd be nice to know that this is where I began the row. So we're going to do that chain 5 and then 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. So into here, 1 single crochet. And now we can start the row repeat. So the repeat starts by doing a chain 3 and then 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. And you want to do this 4 more times. So chain 3 and 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. Again, chain 3, 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space, chain 3, 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space, and then my last one here, chain 3, 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. And now we're going to continue the repeat. We're going to chain 3. And now we're going to do 1 double crochet into the second single crochet of the set. So here we have 1, 2, 3. Into the middle single crochet, you're going to do 1 double crochet. Now we're chaining 3. And then you want to do 1 single crochet into the next chain space. And this is what we're going to do all the way around. Essentially, this is going to help you create that kind of edge around it. So I'm going to do it one more time with you. The repeat starts by doing a chain 3. And then 1 single crochet into the next chain space. And you want to do that 4 more times. Chain 3. 1 single crochet into the next chain space. Chain 3. 1 single crochet into the next chain space, chain 3, 1 single crochet into the next chain space, and then chain 3, 1 single crochet into the next chain space. And now I have the 3 single crochets here. So now I'm going to chain 3, and we're going to do 1 double crochet into the second single crochet of the set. I had to add more yarn. I'm just using my scrap, so ignore this tail here. So we're doing that double crochet into the second single crochet of the set. And then we're going to chain 3. Sorry, 1 second here. So 1, 2, and 3, and then 1 single crochet into the next chain 5 space. And that ends the repeat. So you can go back to the beginning of the repeat, do that, 3 more times around, and then at the very end, you're just going to omit the last single crochet of the repeat, and rather we're going to do a slip stitch to the first single crochet of the row. So essentially, this is where I put my stitch marker. This would be the last single crochet of the previous row. So meaning the slip stitch is going to go into this one here. This is the first single crochet of the current row. So it was handy to have this placed there. So do that repetition around 3 more times, and then you're not going to do the last single crochet because you already have it. And into that single crochet, you're doing a slip stitch. Then cut off your yarn and thread your ends through.
All right, guys, here we go. This one is crazy big, but so stunning. It is, you know, a little kind of flower, I guess, but it has these open spiral gaps or effects, I guess. So yeah, this one's, you can kind of appreciate it more if it is laying flat, but I'm trying to do my best to show it to you from this angle. You can also see how in the middle it has this like cute little flower. Stunning.
Hey, while you're at it, why don't you just subscribe to my channel? Just do it. Just do it.